United States, we're $1 trillion in student loan debt, which is more than car loans, which is more than credit card loans. So absolutely, $1 trillion is just simply too much for the economy to hold.
And go ahead, Brian.
I don't think students really understand the gravity of what they're actually doing sometimes in getting student loans. And I think it's a out of sight, out of mind type of thing. If I can get the student loan to get into this prestigious university, I don't have to worry about that until 4 years. But I can guarantee you 6 months after graduation, they're going to have some stressful problems.
I think times have really changed. And so maybe 30 years ago, the prestigious degree from a university and the kind of debt that would have been extended to you did get you a job, did get you somewhere. Times have changed. It's more expensive, it's more dangerous now. Colleges and universities are willing to extend debt that is far beyond reasonable for individuals to undertake. And so while we can hold students responsible for being smarter consumers, we also need to hold institutions responsible for giving students the information they need to make better decisions.
That sounds awfully familiar to another sector of our economy that recently.
Exactly. Exactly, and I think that's the fear we've faced in this country, is that we could get to a similar situation as we encountered with the housing crisis, the mortgage crisis.
One of the students that was interviewed on the documentary had a debt of $150,000. He was in his final years of his doctorate, but he was going to be a university professor, and you figure that out. He's going to start as a university professor in social sciences somewhere in the $50,000 to $60,000 range with $150,000 debt. He's got 2 children. He wants to have a home, et cetera, et cetera. When will he ever pay that back?
Right.
So are they just not doing good research? I mean, I know a lot of people don't pay full price when they go to school.
Sure, most people don't pay full price, to be honest. But $160,000, I don't even know what that will be a month. I can tell you at $50,000 worth of debt at 6.8%, which is a unsubsidized Stafford amount, you're paying $575 a month for 10 years. So what is that student starting out at if they do find employment?
And one of the interesting things is a lot of the students said that the debt that they've incurred determines what kind of job that they will get, not the job that they want to do, but what a job that would pay enough money to pay those debts off.
So say that again. So you get a degree thinking that's the career you'll go into, but your debt may actually have
change that. 3 or 4 students in this documentary made that comment that they what they were going to go into was going to be influenced by the amount of debt they had and the amount of money that they could make so they could pay that debt back.
Where we especially see that is professional schools, law school and medical school, where individuals may enter that field with a public service intention and end up going into a specialty field because they have so much debt that they can't go into a public service.
I don't think this table is saying stop going to college.
No.
So what's the answer? If you need a college degree and the debt is a crisis?
Definitely, I think students need to do a lot more research in terms of what they want to do and how they and what it pays. The days are gone where it's just the university or your degree. You have to work for your degree. You can't. Your degree is just a piece of paper. You do have to do internships. You do have to make yourself a competitive job candidate so that once you graduate, you can get out there and get a job, and hopefully it can be something along the lines of what you like to do. But if you do a little more research and you dig deeper into what the ceiling for your job is as compared to what you're borrowing, those are numbers you can actually find out on lots of different websites.
I think the prediction is that by 2020, 2/3 of the jobs in the state of Missouri are going to require a post-secondary degree or certificate. So I don't think any of us would argue that we should toss out the idea of post-secondary education. But students need to be smarter consumers, students and families. Institutions need to be better at explaining and informing those consumers. And I think we as a country have to invest again in the opportunities that people need to be successful in post-secondary education. We've shifted it to debt over the last 30 years, and we expect people to bear a burden that has become way too heavy.
Thank you.